Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome back to Chemistry IGCSE Lesson Series. Today we will continue our 7th lectures on unit number 1 Particle and Purification with this course book Essential Chemistry for Cambridge IGCSE 2nd edition. In last 6 lectures we covered all these topics from 1.1 till 1.6. In today's lecture, we will be talking about pure substances. That means chapter 1.7, that is that chemical pure? So, for starting this topic, first we should know what is purity or what is a pure substance. According to chemists, or you can say in chemistry, a pure substance are substances that are made up of only one kind of particle, has a fixed or constant structure, and it has no contaminating impurities. In everyday life, we cannot find, or it is very difficult to make substances absolutely pure. You can see tap water is not pure. It contains minerals and chlorine with water. Even distilled water, it is not pure. It contains tiny amounts of material from distillation apparatus and dissolved gases from the air. And if you will go to the market and find out a juice bottle where written pure orange juice, what you say? Is it pure? No. Why? Because in this orange juice there are hundreds of different compounds present, so it can never be pure. But purity is important. Sometimes it is very necessary. But if you will see the medical drugs, they should be pure, but the medical drugs are often mixed with other substances to form a tablet. But here important point is that it is necessary that all these substances must be pure. If any of these substances has a small amount of unwanted substances mixed with it, this unwanted substances, or you can say impurity in medical drugs, may have a harmful effect. And the same thing with the food additives, because we take these in our bodies and they must be pure. And on the other hand, if you will see the computer industry needs very pure silicon to make computer chips. If there are tiny particles of unwanted substances in the silicon, the chips will not work properly. Here, how do we know if a substance is pure? Here, I would like to tell you that recall your last lecture. We saw in chromatography that chromatography is a valuable in separating the substances and checking for purity. If only a single spot is seen on the chromatogram, the substance is likely to be pure. If several spots are seen, the substance is impure. Just like in this chromatogram paper, you find out here that this is M. M means mixture. So this mixture shows there are 3 spots. Whereas these all the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the pure substance and they show only single spots. But sometimes we cannot use chromatography to test every substance for purity. So another method can also be applied, like with the help of melting and boiling point. We can test the purity of a sample to check the purity of a sample and also to identify an unknown substance. First, before explaining this, I would like to tell you what is melting point. Melting point is the temperature at which a solid changes to a liquid, and boiling point is the temperature at which a substance changes from a liquid to a gas. We studied this thing in second lecture, that is 1.2. You can check from there, and I told you in detail at that time. So The presence of an impurities in the substance lower the melting point and raises the boiling point of a substance. If the substance is pure, just like I show you the in the chromatogram, that if a substance is pure, it show a single spot, and if it is in mixture, then it show many spots. In the same style, the if impurities is present, its melting point will be lower, and if impurities is present, its boiling point will be raised. Otherwise, if it is a pure substance, then it is necessary that pure substance have a sharp definite melting and boiling point, and for that reason we can use the table of melting and boiling point to identify the pure substance. Okay, so the here one point is more important, that before this one I will tell you the example, that for example, if seawater, you know that it is an impure water. So seawater freezes at a temperature well below the freezing point of a pure water. You see in this table that pure water melting point is 0 degree centigrade. So seawater, as it is impure water, so its melting point will be below the 0 degree centigrade. In the same way, if the seawater boils, so boiling point will be above the 100 degree centigrade because it is impure. So one point here must remember that more impurities, the wider the range of temperature over which the melting and boiling point occur. Here the topic is that how do we purify mixture? Mixture of pure substances are in our daily uses. Like I told you that medical drugs, they are made up of pure substances. It must be pure substances. If impurity is present, then it will be dangerous for our health. So in the same style, food additives. So how do we purify these mixture? First, you should remember there are different type of mixtures. One type of mixture is a suspension of fine particle of solid in a liquid, and we often get such type of mixture after a precipitation reaction, just like here. This type of fine suspension of fine particle of solid. Another type of mixture, I call them overall a solution. Why? Because different of or the same states of matter completely mix to become one single state or a phase. Like you can understand in this way that solid dissolve in liquid, solid state dissolve in liquid. For example, sugar and water, they will make a solution which is in a single state, that is the liquid state. In the same style, gases dissolve in liquid. For example, in seawater, many they will dissolve gases also make the solution. In the same style, liquid sometimes dissolve in another liquid. For example, in alcohol and water, they are completely miscible and they make a solution. Alloys are the mixture of metal, though we do not usually call them solution, but we know alloys are made by mixing the liquid metal together before solidifying. So these are the different types of mixture. So many physical techniques based on the physical properties are using for separation of the substances in the mixture. For example, decanting, filtration, centrifugation, evaporation, crystallization, distillation, fractional distillation. These are the different techniques which we can use. And the most useful separation method for a particular mixture depend that which technique will be useful. It depends on the type of the mixture and which substance in the mixture we are most interested in. You will learn inshallah in next two lectures all these techniques in detail. These were the key points for today lecture, that medical drugs and food additives must be pure to avoid harming people. Melting point and boiling point can be used to identify pure substances. A pure substance melt and boil at definite temperature. An impure substance melt and boil over a range of temperature. A slide summary questions, and these are very easy questions and you will solve it in a very small time period. So okay, now finish.